I just need to share this story because what my ex did is so unbelievably cruel. For some background, we were together for over 2.5 years and had lived together for about 7 months. We met in college, fell in love fast, and were for the most part inseparable for our entire relationship. The last few months of our relationship felt very distant and made me very unhappy. I eventually brought this up to her, which is what eventually led to us deciding to have a mutual breakup. When we originally sat down to have this conversation, it did not end in a breakup. I was certain I wanted to try and work through it, because I really thought this was the person I wanted to spend my life with. She was the one that could not make up her mind about what she wanted. I respected that and gave her the space she needed to think about it all and decide what's best for herself. I left the apartment and went home for about a week. We went no contact for that week, and I was absolutely miserable. Once I came back, we were able to sit down and have another conversation about it all. She had previously told me that the love she had for me felt like it had changed, that I felt more like a best friend than a boyfriend. That should have been my cue to leave right away. After our week of no contact, this feeling did not change for her, and we both decided there was no need to delay the inevitable, because those feelings aren't something that can change overnight. She was never strong enough to just break up with me. She continued to drag it along and give me hope for so long. I was the one that had to make the final decision for us, when it was the worst decision I ever had to make in my life. After the breakup, things were honestly okay. We still lived together, and we were very respectful of each other's boundaries and even were able to have good conversations every night. I even made her dinner once to show her how I make her favorite meal. That way, when I moved, she could make it. We also continued to give each other a hug before bed. It brought us both comfort. During all this, she was the one that was so afraid that we would never talk to each other again. She was the one that wanted to stay friends. She was the one that initiated the bedtime hug most days. She also looked me in the eye and promised me she would never move on to someone quick for 2 reasons. 1, she said she could never ever do that to me, that it would make her feel awful. 2, she wanted to work on herself and find out who she was during this breakup. Turns out she was cheating on me for a month. She claims it wasn't cheating because they didn't do anything physical until after we broke up. It was 2 days after. However, they were sending each other dirty texts and flirting for weeks before our breakup. She met him in a class at university.